All right, we're back. So, we cut. Where do you? So you're gonna go and find the spirit, the whatever it is.
I
that's
feel
in
like we
place?
do this scene at the end of the road, right before the sign, like where
Yeah.
there's the big water thing.
That's what I want to know. Yeah, where do you do it?
That seems good. Yep, that seems good.
And what do you do there?
So I think like I think like I set up kind of like a summoning circle, I guess. And place the usual kinds of things. But like I think I kind of like go all out as though I were trying to communicate with like the ghost of someone very important or something like that. So like I use the good incense, exactly, and I put like lots of offerings, and I cut my palm lightly and put some blood in the circle, and like do all the things. To try and call and call a god question mark. No, it's not a god.
We're not quite sure.
A big something. And I'm specifically just trying to call the biggest thing, because presumably there are a lot of things in this swamp too that I could call to talk to. So I'm just trying to like. I think focus and pull out.
I think like as you're focusing, I think you feel a small clawed hand like tug on your sleeve.
I just sort of like keep my eyes closed, and I just like say, "Yes, raindrop."
And I get tugged again more insistently.
What is it? This takes a lot of focus. And I'm still not looking at you.
Yeah, and they make like a frustrated squawking noise and like tug, like look at the thing.
Yeah. Okay. So like I finally like open my eyes and like kind of turn exasperately.
And I think as you're turning, we hear your voice coming from Raindrop when you said like a thing with great sentimental or like whatever exactly your wording was, and you turn and Raindrop is holding out the pieces of their egg.
Oh no.
Yeah, just like in their little hands, just like the pieces of this egg that like for them is this like talismanic object of like the home they never had and the family they never met and like the life that could have been theirs, and they're just like holding this like token of regret out to you.
I think like Sinan looks just like weirdly like they stare at it like they're obviously kind of taken aback, but their face is very impassive, and they just sort of like frown a little bit, and then they look up at you and they're like, why would you want to give that?
And then your voice comes out again, and it's the same. It's like to summon the guardian, the ghost. He said, like something of great emotional value, and they like urgently like pull it back and then push it back out as in like take the fucking thing.
That's too important. You can't give that away.
God, they like roll their eyes and like stamp their little bird foot. And like push it. I think their little talons like shove into your chest a little, and they're like, take the fucking thing.
I take it from you, but I don't like put it into the circle yet.
What was the Yago doing?
I had a question out of character. Is this the first time we've seen like you perform a ritual? Because you're usually pretty secretive.
Yeah. I think actually like I think Raindrop has like specifically sort of like come forward to do this, because I like said to everyone, I'll go ahead and set it up
or whatever.
and like I'll call you like when I get it, basically. Like I wanted to do the setup alone, so I think that's part of the reason that Sinan is really like tetchy when Raindrop comes up, because they realize that there's someone there and they're really like, someone's seeing me do the thing.
I think they say like,
hear me talking to Raindrop now, so you might sort of like come forward or something.
Yeah, and they shove their hands forward and like their little talons like poke into your chest a little, and they say in your voice, more information is better. and they look like your refusal is making this harder for them.
Yeah.
And they're not remotely trying to hide it. Like, this is already a hard thing they are doing. I think they're weeping.
Yeah.
And now they're also starting to get angry.
Yeah.
Because you're being like a big, obstinate, dumb Tautier about this, and just like take it before they change their mind. Like, please.
Yes. Yeah. So I think Sunan finally kind of registers this, and like they clearly just didn't get that message up until this point. Like, it took you actually trying for them to understand that was how it was going. And they take it from you, and they're like, it's all right. And sort of like kind of pat at you, like, vaguely.
Pat the face to make the tears go away.
Don't stop. It's all right. And they like take the egg, and like place it in the circle.
And I think they like turn to leave the circle, and so like we hear, because I don't think you're looking at them anymore. Like we hear the sound of like their weight shifting as they like turn from like facing you to facing away from you. And like we hear like a step, and a step lands, and then like there's like a beat because they haven't like kept walking. And then we hear the voice of the kid that they taught magic to. There was this kid in the Great University who like was very young and had like this phenomenally powerful connection to the fountain, but for whatever reason it made wizardry really difficult for them. And Raindrop like taught them, like tutored them this voice from the ceiling. I would like drop stolen books down. And I think this is, and I think Sunan knows this by now, like that voice, their voice is Raindrop's like chosen like proxy for their own voice, in as much as they have such a thing.
Like if they can use a word in that voice, they
not even that, but like when they really want to make it clear that they are speaking like as themselves, that is the voice that they use. Because that is the closest to a person they have ever been,
other than us.
Even like emotionally, I think even than you. Like they were with this kid like a very long time. It was a very close relationship, even if it was mediated by proxy through floor ceiling boards. And so I think it's just this kid's voice reading out. Oh, God, like a treatise on like the magic of the times before the Arcana and the magic of the old days, by which I mean shamanism back when gods were just fucking everywhere. And the voice, it's like the deepest, like the deepest truth of the magic of sacrifice and the shaman is that at heart it is nothing but a conversation between two persons. The greatest power there to be gained lies in feeling and in that which is precious. And I think they just turn and look at you really sadly, because I don't know if you see this or not, because I feel like Raindrop has noticed in Sunan, or at least as much as like Raindrop is aware of like your ritual practice, it's always someone else's thing, or like it's never a thing that matters to you, because you live this very rootless lifestyle and don't become attached to things. And they're trying to say to you like this is where the real magic, like this is the power that you could have. You just have to be brave and like care about things, and then give them up.
Oh, that's so interesting. Because I know you're trying
me angling for that Dharma. This is me angling for that Dharma.
And I totally, it's interesting because I will find out at the end, but I'm curious to know whether it's defined by like your actions or my actions. Because like, I think.
But yeah, I think they do this, and like I don't think they wait for a reply. I don't think
No,
they
and I don't think you get one either. I think like Sinan kind of like half like looks at you out of like their peripheral vision, kind of over their shoulder, and they sort of like listen to the end of like the quotation, and they kind of like nod, not necessarily in like I agree.
But like,
But more
I
as like
hear
I've
you.
heard it. Yep. Yes. That's very wise. And then they like turn back and begin.
Yeah, and they just like turn around and like just trudge like back up the hill, and it's like the most like it's the smallest and like the most impassive we've ever seen them. Like they look like a great like they just empty. They're like hollow. And they're just like trudging up the hill, and I think like there's a bit of a breeze blowing, and they're like wobbling slightly in it, and like not bothering to like resist it. And yeah, they just like.
And I think we see that shot from in front of Sunan. So like Sunan is in the foreground, and we can like see you like and it is very clear from this angle too, like how small you are trudging in this kind of.
And then right out of the foreground of the shot from the water, a spooky thing happens. Huh?
Well, yes. But like also I think we see like Sunan's face, and like there's this weird moment where like they had turned their head a little to the side to like look at you and to kind of look thoughtful and like listen to what you're saying and kind of have this like sort of reverent like respectful kind of expression, and as soon as they like turn their face away from you, they are immediately just like they have clearly just stopped that entire interaction to focus on what they're doing. Like they have no idea how small and sad you look.
Because I had an agenda with those words, can I roll heart to see if it worked? And if it like actually made like a lasting impact on Sunan?
It's interesting because I feel like I would have. We can totally roll for it, and like if you succeed, I'll try and like work out a way to work it in. But if this were Go by Moonlight, and you said like, is this a thing you would enjoy? I would be like, no. But I totally see, like, I see exactly what you're going for, and it's really cool because I don't think it would work.
Whereas like in the Burning Wheel, this would be a thing of like it wouldn't matter because I would just say here is the stake I want, and like it would just the dice would decide. So like, role-playing games are magical, everyone.
So here's my suggestion.
Adam hasn't given us enough fucking guidance. Adam,
we're hacking your game. Luke, roll on a 7 to 9. You can offer 1 on a 10 plus. You offer 2. It's Dharma for doing the thing. It's -1 forward to not doing the thing.
Cool. Love it.
I don't know that the thing is concrete enough for -1 forward to make sense.
No, to the next thing. Like to the next task.
To just whatever that I do next, yeah.
Yep, alright, that sounds
because your words are distracting.
Yeah.
I'm on 11.
Cool.
Yeah, so both.
So
I'm very good at role-playing games.
So
is it both?
Yeah.
Like plus 1 Dharma if like this is like
if this makes an impact of some kind.
Makes me feel dissatisfied with my like lack of emotional investment in the world.
Not even a lack of emotional investment in the world, but like the fact that by not doing that investment, you are losing out on like power and like ability to do shaman shit that you could have otherwise. Because like that's the heart of Rainbow's argument is that like it's only a real sacrifice if you give a shit, and you just don't give a shit about anything.
Which is not strictly true, but
Raindrop doesn't know that.
Exactly.
So if you accept, gain a Dharma. If you don't accept, -1 to your.
I think it's actually more. I'm more interested in taking the -1 here because I think it makes for a cool story. Because what it means on a meta level is that I think like your words like sink in, but they don't quite compute in that Sinan doesn't understand how emotional investment in the earthly world can help them do anything in like the spiritual world. Like that that doesn't quite make sense to them, but they're really distracted by it because you've said, you know, you could be more powerful, and that is
interesting.
That is interesting, but like they can't work out how the things are connected. They're like
the fact that they do so much work with ghosts has given them a falsely binary model of how the world works.
Absolutely, and like a weird
like blind spot
between like human stuff and ghost stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna take a -1 because like I'm like power, but what? No, what? This doesn't make sense.
How do the feelings give you power? I don't understand. You're playing Emily, you're playing the stranger again.
I am. It's true. It's true. All right. Cool.
All right. So yes. What happens is you turn around, and there is this. I think they're somehow lit from behind, so we can't see them other than as mostly a silhouette. Apart from these big, innocent but sad-looking amphibian eyes that like everything like the eyes glow blue, but the like irises are dark in them, are black in them, and yeah, this big axolotl creature, that is like the length of like it's between the length of a car and a bus, so like truck length. It's just hovering in the air over the water, and like looking at you unblinkingly, with its big glowing cyan eyes, and yeah, we can see all the like little fronds and things coming off of it, but we can't see any detail of it in the depth. It like glances for a moment at the egg and says, and like you just kind of hear the words, is this what you offer?
Yes, Guardian.
And it is like, thank you. And then you're like, it looks down at it, and you look down at this egg that's there, and you're like, oh yeah, I put an egg there. An egg.
Like a whole egg.
No, you put some eggshell there.
But now there is an egg?
No, there is eggshell.
Oh.
But
I'm confused.
Like it's a random. You put just like a random. Bit of eggshell.
Like the meaning has been taken out of it. Oh, that's so good. I love it.
You know that it was given to you by by Raindrop.
But I sort of look and I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem like a very good offering. Yeah.
Raindrop handed you a bit of crushed eggshell and was like, we could use this.
Raindrop, this effect also applies to you.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, I assume so.
That's amazing. So I sort of like frown at it a bit, and then I say, kind of like a bit by means of clarification. I say, Guardian, is this an acceptable offering?
And it says, it is an acceptable offering to me. And it's like, what is it you request of me? I can offer safe passage through this woods.
Before we speak, is it all right if I call my companions? I am having trouble, and I sort of like gesture to my chest. That's it. Like I just gesture. Can I call them?
I think it blinks slowly, and says, it is to be a gathering.
Is that all right?
Well, it's asking you, is this a gathering?
I don't know what it means by that.
It's gonna bring some friends. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
I think that's the implication here that you would also like sit and share food and like talk amongst yourselves.
Because I was going to say, do I understand?
Yeah, I think there's a cultural implication
what
here.
they mean by that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes. In which case I say yes. It
Are
is
you
to
from
be
the Court of
gathering.
Swords? Originally?
Sure.
You would
let's say
definitely understand that, like, when they say, like, a gathering, like, the words that it's using mean, like, sit down, share food, community, like, talk.
Yeah, break bread.
Break bread.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Then I say yes. It is to be a gathering.
It's like, and like, yeah, it blinks slowly again and goes, very well. And like, yeah, kind of like lowers itself down so that it's almost like nestled on the ground, but like an inch above it. And I think a woman walks out of the, like just out of the forest as if she'd just been waiting behind a tree or something, and comes and sits down as well.
Is she a ghost?
No, she's a human woman.
Okay.
And he says, oh no, I need, dang it.
I think like as that's happening, I've called to the others, so you kind of hear like my kind of croaky, not quite loud enough voice, calling everyone to come in.
So yeah, she comes and sits down.
In narrative, can other people see the Guardian?
I think in this case, yeah. I reckon like in this, I don't know about you, Ash, but I feel like in this case, everyone can see and speak to the Guardian.
Yeah,
Like, I think
the
when I
wording.
ghosts, like maybe other people can't see it, but I think in this case, it's like we can all. I've just called.
Yeah, the wording of Sixth Sense implies that spirits and ghosts can make themselves visible. Because the wording of it is specifically you may perceive them when otherwise they are hidden.
Yeah.
Which implies that normally anyone can see them.
Yeah.
Would be my reading.
The spirit says, "This is Jiang Fa." And yeah, she comes and sits down, and she says, "It's a pleasure to meet you."
Is that the name of the queen? Cool.
You did it.
I try not to look disappointed that she's not dead.
That can always be arranged.
You fucking edgelord.
Hey, I warned you when I made this character.
You did.
I think though that she has the same effect but lesser, in that she always seems to be backlit, but not as if there's a bright light, but rather there's always like a lack of light on her front.
Good shit.
You'll come down and see this scene. Do you sit, Emily? Sinan?
Yep. I sit and I like take out. I think there is like a specific kind of tea in my. Actually, no. I have green tea. Yeah, we've already established that. So like it's. But I think it is like a. It's traditionally what you would have at a funeral.
It's pearl tea.
Oh yeah, that kind of opens up. Yeah. And I take some of that out and sort of like, and some cups, and like begin to prepare for a little like sharing.
Yep. So you'll come down and sit and see. Yeah, like there are these figures sat around some random eggshells, some random big eggshells, and like one and Sunan is making tea.
How tall is the sign that like points to the village?
Would come up to like chest high on a human.
Okay. So I was gonna sit up there, but that's a bit too tall if everyone's sitting down on the ground.
I think Raindrop goes like past it. Like Raindrop is part of the circle, but is sitting with their legs dangling in the water. And it's just like this small, sad, huddled-looking figure, like gazing unconsolably like into the water, just like feeling this deep sense of loss and missingness and an inability to articulate why or what. And they're just like morosely gazing into the water, into their own reflection, as though this will somehow give them the answer.
It's so sad.
But also, in passing, I do think, because like they're always like Sixth Sense is always on, I would like to roll and see what there is to see about the Guardian and this woman.
Yep.
Because I am suspicious of this guardian because Emily was not super specific with what she wanted to find.
Ask me a question.
What is the relationship between the chi of this axolotl spirit and the bad chi of the swamp?
The bad chi's swamp. The swamp's yang is because of the axolotl's yang. The axolotl is pouring yang into the forest, into the swamp. It seems to have like some weird. It seems to have like
It's like overflowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here is the thing. I don't think Raindrop cares. Like I think they don't like consciously register this. Like they notice the signs of it, but they don't put the pieces together because they're like not paying attention. And so I think they just like are staring off in the water, and like at some point in the scene they will probably like put this together, but in the moment they just are like too upset.
Hey, Raindrop. Hey, is the woman magical?
Yeah, you can have another question.
Can I? You said one question.
No, I said ask me a question. I did.
Oh, okay.
Now
I
I'm
can have another
saying
question.
ask another.
Yeah, like what has happened to this woman's essence, chi? Like,
Yeah.
in what way is she changed from mortal? Right? Like,
yes. She has taken on part of the nature of the spirit through.
she's super yang as well.
Through like she's accepted him into her.
And has that made her
She had sex with a weird axolotl swamp guardian.
look?
All right.
No judgment. Look, don't judge how other people do their shamanism.
I'm
Sunan.
not. I'm just. I'm impressed.
The other thing I think you can know.
Just as a clarifying question there, Ash. Do I get the impression that she has become less mortal as a result, or she has become more than like mortal plus extra as a result?
Mortal plus extra.
Okay, so there's no loss of mortality. There's just extra stuff on top of it. Yep, cool.
Okay.
You were saying a thing before I interrupted you.
Iago.
Yes.
Those eyes are definitely sapphires. Just so you're aware. They're just massive fucking sapphires.
Nice.
Actually,
I think I once we're all sort of settled, I look to Iago, and I kind of say like quietly under my breath, just can you help me just talk to them like you would anyone else?
I can do my best. What are we looking to learn from them?
I mean that is a good question. Do we want to? Because I assume this is the thing that we would have discussed previously. Do we want to ask them for like great riches to like get our friend's friend to heaven? Just like outright ask for something like valuable to give to the hermit, or like do we like bypass that and like ask for a route to heaven, or like I don't know what's.
I mean,
maybe I look to this.
I mean, at least Raindrop would know that this entity cannot offer a route to heaven.
I was going to say this is probably.
That's outside.
Well, yeah.
This is an entity that didn't go and join the bureaucracy when it was formed. It's got shit.
Yeah.
Shit out of luck about getting there.
Well, yeah. Like maybe I look to Nephthys to be like, you know, like what approach do you want to take here? Because it is like for your quest.
I don't know.
Should we just go the straight out route and just be like, please give us something really valuable? We have a quest to do. And we can try. Like, we can always try.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or like be more specific and something that will please the hermit on the mountain.
Yeah. Because I figure this thing like probably knows of the hermit on the mountain.
Mm.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, what do you say?
Great spirit. We are simple people under a hard task right now. We've been tasked with finding objects unlike any other, great works of magic and material that are unique only to this area and cannot be replicated. We seek guidance and passage and perhaps even knowledge upon those items that lie here in the swamp.
What do you need these for?
We seek these items to free our kin and kind from oppression.
It's like there is nothing in the swamps that can do that.
We seek not something to free them, but to appease those that are oppressing them.
I think like we see like white as like a smile opens up on their face, and they say, "Have you done a deal with the hermit on the hill?"
No.
He's like, very well. There is little value in these in this swamp. Little that you've nothing certainly more valuable than what you have already found. Do you wish to cross the swamp and take it to your do you wish to cross the swamp and take it on your trade?
Is there no great wonder of nature here in the swamp?
This swamp is a great wonder of nature. It is the most beautiful swamp in all of the world. The four courts do not know its equal, and I maintain it. I make sure that it never changes, that it stays beautiful.
So, about that.
Let's just take our pearls and go.
If y'all want to make a deal with it, that's cool. But like, as soon as y'all are done with your actions, I have an action that I am taking, and it's gonna be fairly precipitous.
Are you gonna do violence?
Nope.
Okay, Luke.
Okay.
Luke, I would like it if you discuss your intentions with the rest of the party, with the rest of the players.
Yes. So, Raindrop is going to fix the Yang problem
All
with
right.
a spell.
With a spell
that will do that. Also, Ash. Speaking of which, I'm going to roll my prep move because
we can't. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think it's a problem.
I mean, nothing that was described to me about the nature of the swamp's chi sounded healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So?
This is
I
a
love
horrible
Sam's
fight. I
perspective on
wouldn't
this.
want to ever stay here. This should never exist.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, we can't argue in character.
Yeah,
at this
but
point.
also I suppose
but,
like
like,
at
please
a broader level, like
in player.
the words like yang chi should not be creating stasis. Like that is a cosmic level truth in the world of Court of Swords. Like that is profound natural imbalance.
Yep.
I just don't feel like that's what our party is about. We're not about like correcting profound natural imbalances. We're about like
Are we not
making
though?
money
Are we not?
out
Are
of
we not ultimately trying to correct a profound cosmic imbalance in that we have
Yes, but just
ghosts
the
that
one.
can get to?
Well, I mean,
Just
like
the one. We've
tsunami
got-
about just the one.
Yeah.
Like, I suppose I think to raindrop its far less, grand. It's like, here is a thing that is clearly broken, and I have the means to fix it.
They must. Yeah.
But
well,
you
like
have,
this-
okay, but you have the means to fix it. You don't necessarily have the means to fix it without like injuring and angering a huge spirit that is very powerful. So I don't know that you actually have the means to fix it.
I mean, that is an opinion that you're free to have. Like,
Been corrupted by this.
I mean, you
Yeah,
can do a
and
thing, and then it's up to us to deal with the consequences.
yeah, and it's also that question of like, I think from Braindrop's perspective also, like, this is exactly the kind of profound natural imbalance that lets the Mara in. Like, these cracks are where the Mara find purchase. That's how they work.
And that's something that Raindrop like is invested in.
That's the
like,
thing that
carrying out.
Raindrop is terrified of, like any sane, rational person. You like weird Mara ritual knowing cultist.
Yeah, but there's a difference between like being afraid of the Mara and like being on a quest to like defeat
Well,
them.
I think the Raindrop's train of thought is this. This is a bad, very broken thing. Bad, very broken things let the Mara in. I can fix the bad, very broken thing so the Mara won't come in, so I won't have to be near the Mara. And also, like, they're a fire sign. Like, taking direct, decisive action that isn't particularly thought through is like who they are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay.
So yeah, like if you guys want to like make a deal and like be bound to the benefits of that deal before this happens, I'm totally chill with that.
Well,
like,
yes, we would love to. Which, like, if the deal is safe passage out of the swamp, we will literally have to leave the swamp before you can do this thing.
I don't necessarily think it's true. Like, the thing is not going to suddenly stop being bound by the terms of the deal.
I mean, it probably is if you wreck the swamp.
The terms of the deal don't say anything about it. Like, the terms of the deal are
It might not
we
be able
gave
to
it a
do
thing.
that anymore.
it might not be able to. That's true. That's true. But like, its willingness, I don't think is at risk.
I mean, there's always a safe way out, back the way you came.
Yeah. Like, we haven't
Well,
gone
isn't
so
that the way
far
that we
enough
would be going?
I mean, that's the way you'd be going to
No.
go and see what's his name. Fun
to see the hermit, not to pass through to the other side of the swamp.
Yeah.
yeah, like if we want to return the lady, we have to
We're
go through
very
the
much
swamp.
on the edge
That's what it's offering.
right now.
Oh, we don't want to return the lady. She's not dead.
He like.
They don't,
the reason,
they don't
the
even
reason,
know anything about it.
Sorry,
so-
this is my fault. The reason that he offered safe passage through the through the swamp is because Iago lied to him, and Iago is a rogue.
And so he believed Iago.
Yes.
That's how rogues work.
He thinks you want to take the pearls somewhere else that isn't related
On
to
the other
hermit.
side of the swamp.
Yes. Because Iago lied to him, and Iago is a rogue.
Yeah. So it's interesting because like the obvious answer to me is we don't make any deals. We take our pearls. We go back the way we came. Give the pearls to the hermit. That seems like the clearest course of action. In which case we don't even have to like make a deal with the spirit at all. But
So
Those
Iago's
sapphires
hypothesis right
would
now
be
is-
worth 1,000 bags of pearls, by the way.
yeah, but we can't like.
I'm just letting
We
you
could.
know. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. Iago
so-
notices these things.
Yeah. So the thought process of Iago's right now. So we've kind of came to the conclusion that the hermit's not really looking for money. So Iago's trying to get something uniquely from the swamp that isn't made by a man because it's nature
No,
made.
isn't earned by peasants.
Yeah. So, but a peasant couldn't earn a work of nature,
No, true.
and is very specifically not money. So he's trying to like get like an essence of the swamp.
Yeah. I also, Ash, one last question. And I think, Emily, this is what's going to tip me over into. I think this is the thing that Raindrop really definitely would do. Ash, how close is the Yang thing?
Like physically.
Is it sitting right in front of me?
It's, I mean, yeah. Like within a few
Yeah.
feet.
The magical thing that he bound to.
Yeah, the magical thing that I bound to myself that is like, yeah, like it's right there. That is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Raindrops of bird brain. Like they've done the hyperfixation thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's play out the Iago conversation.
Yeah, and then I'll do my thing.
So, yeah. It says, you've granted me something powerful. I will. There is little I would not trade in return for this. He says, gesturing towards these random eggshells that no one knows what they are.
Can you just ask him for his eyes?
Like, legit.
Just trying to think how Iago would word this.
Please,
Is this a
sir,
case
give me
where
your eyes.
Is this a case where I interrupt and say, "Give us your eyes"? Like, do I you're sitting there thinking of a diplomatic way to say it, and I have noticed you looking at them, and I'm just like, "Give us your eyes."
Yeah, that feels like a very Sunan thing to do.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm trying to think of the flowing way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just interrupting.
And I just interrupt you, and I'm like, "In exchange, give us your eyes."
Yeah, and it blinks slowly, and says, I have been the guardian of this swamp for millennia. I have made it into this beautiful thing, and I have been so alone. And now that I have found a companion, I feel I can finally rest. And he turns to the woman and is like, and I think he says, I think he turns to you, Sunan, and says, would you have my love cut out my eyes? It would cost, I would surely die.
I look at her. What's her expression like?
Terrified and sad, but also
She's
she
not
can't.
on board.
But she can't.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't have the. She feels like she shouldn't be weighing in here. Like she just is here to do a thing. Like to do what she's told.
Both eyes would cause your death. Would one eye let you live?
Yeah, I think it says. I think it says. One could probably live with only a single lung, but it is unlikely.
Does he look significantly at Sunan when he talks about
Yeah, exactly.
Very hard to breathe.
See, this sucks, right? Luke, this sucks because if I do the right thing here, in giant inverted commas, and I'm like, no, don't die. That would be really tragic and terrible. You're probably going to cause his death anyway.
I expressly
I
expressly the spell I have in mind will not kill him.
Yeah, it's not going to kill him. It's going to change.
It has the I do because that's how the spell I word the spell, right?
Yeah,
it has the word
Luke
transformation.
is not intending to kill the creature, just to make it into a thing that is different.
Yeah,
to change its nature.
And for someone who sees living people turn into ghosts all the time, it's interesting to me how precious Sunan is feeling about the idea of a creature undergoing a change of nature.
Oh yeah, because ghosts' feelings matter.
Yeah,
The
but
feeling's
like you watch ghosts, you watch people turn into ghosts all the time. Like this thing is just gonna change, the same way that people turn into ghosts sometimes.
I mean, look, in character, I have no idea what you're intending to do. So
Yeah, no, that's legit.
it doesn't matter how Sunan doesn't have feelings about that. But they have feelings about like
Raindrop like jittering at this point of they really
No, I don't think they've even realized it yet.
No,
Because I think it literally the action is like beat of them realizing, like single beat of thought action. Like they're a fire sign. There's no extended period of contemplation in the middle. They just like do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the important thing to hear is to talk about what kind of story you want to tell.
Yeah. I think I just look at Nephthys and I'm like, if this creature dies, we can pay the hermit. And I'm like looking at you, being like, I am putting this responsibility on you.
Sometimes
and
disclaim
Nephthys says-
responsibility.
Yep.
And whatever magic is maintaining this swamp will fade. This place is unnatural, unbalanced, poisoned,
First, as your friend said.
cursed. Exactly. And I imagine the creatures living here probably don't even realize that's a bad thing. And she looks at the creature, and she says,
I love that you've started doing it too. It's not just when you say the character words, but just when you narrate, you also do the S thing.
Yeah. Yeah, she
so
looks
good.
at the axolotl and says, I'm not even sure you realize what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah, and I think it says. I think it like chuckles to itself a little. And, wrong. What a mortal idea.
And like there's this weird thing which like maybe Nephthys notices, or maybe someone notices, where like as Nephthys is talking, like you can see Sunan like kind of like their like brows sort of like knitting together, and like when you say like you don't realize this thing is wrong, like you can see clearly on their face that they are like, that is a weird thing to say, and I really disagree with you, but I'm not going to say anything about it. And then like when it just says like what a mortal idea, like they're very much like, yep, yes, I agree.
So,
I agree with you,
think-
giant axolotl.
I think Nephthys makes a choice, and she says to the creature, forget the hermit. Restore my friend. Give them back the essence that they lost. That is the deal.
Ooh. Yeah, okay, that's so great, because I'm like being like, being just like, well, this is so stupid. What do you mean? You're talking shit, and yes, this giant axolotl was right, and then like that just totally like
Yeah.
comes at me from the side.
Yep.
And I think like Sunan like literally does a double take, like, and like stares at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it like clucks its tongue a little, and then it's like, yes. And I think like just suddenly you breathe easy, Sunan.
Yeah. So I sort of like do this big kind of like sudden breath.
And I think I think this is the point. I think there's like, Ash, I'm gonna presume, right, that like there is some like sudden flowering behind Raindrop of like yang energy in order to accomplish this thing, and that's when like all of like all of Nephthys's words that have just been like going in one ear and like kind of hanging around and then they're going out the other, they're suddenly like, oh, the whole picture makes sense now. And I think they just like they stand up and like there's like a little beat of them like kicking a bit of the water off their little bird feet because it's unpleasant and yucky, and they just like turn around and like start like moving their hands in this like circular inverting like spiral pattern in the air. And like I don't know that like there's a visual effect, but like anyone who would be close enough, like one hand feels very cold, and like it like in its immediate vicinity it feels like the stillness before like a lightning storm, and the other hand is like the air is like shimmering like there's heat, and they just like clap their hands together and touch them to the axolotl. And I am casting Taiji's profound rebalancing of the harmonious cosmic scales through equilibric transformation of two eternal wholes, which swaps yin and yang in the energy of the target.
Swaps yin and yang.
So it is becoming as yin a thing as it was a yang thing.
Right.
I mean that's
different. Balancing yin with balancing would be the wording you want there. I think if you're swapping it, you will literally make it all yin, overflowing with yin.
Yeah, like.
But there should be a place of yin.
Exactly, it's a swamp.
Yeah, it's a swamp. It should be a yin place.
Only yin though?
I mean, it should be a majority yin place.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and also I suppose like the other thing is the change is worked on this. Like I'm working on the axolotl.
Yep.
The nature of the spell is such, and I worded it as such, I could have just cast it on the fucking swamp if it had died.
Yep.
And like Raindrop is deliberately going for a slower approach that is like the axolotl will then bleed chi that will like stabilize and like healthily. You were worried.
That makes sense. I mean, I'm still worried. No, I'm not worried. I still don't agree. But
that's fair.
Yeah. But I think it's interesting.
So yeah.
And Emily, Ash, don't forget you do have that one hold.
Oh, I know. I'm doing it.
If you want to fuck this up, you can do it.
It becomes not shadowed as it was, but rather it becomes like the murky water. It becomes basically like made of water, and we can see it all in its weird axolotl glory. And like the light from the eyes like echoes down through its body. And it like turns to you with like a oh my goodness like look of like a and then just lets out a right, and like this like big definitely villain laugh and like shoots up into the sky and then like just plunges into the water next to you, and like water just splashes everywhere.
Yeah, it's just like that fucking bit in Spirited Away. It's literally the same bit from Spirited Away, but like in reverse. In reverse.
Yeah, exactly. So that happens, and immediately the water becomes much smellier, but also less still, less. Like there are more
like
bugs.
Bubbling a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and all of Raindrop's feathers are like standing up on end. It's like they've just been hit by a static charge.
Yeah.
What happens to the queen?
Good question.
So yeah, she's standing there like looking around, being like, "What happened?" She's still like shadowed.
Very much.
She's just looking like as if something has just like. Yeah, she's like, what happened? Where did he go?
And I think Raindrop turns to her and says, "Do you want to go with him?"
And she's like, I don't know what that means.
I think they sigh, frustrated because they don't have the language to articulate any better. What, like they've tried to make it clear, like, and they're doing the bird thing again, where they're about to say a thing and they're like, wait, no, that's the wrong thing, and they're like trying to assemble, like they're doing the Garuda thing where they're trying to assemble sentences in their head to be like, how can I, within my vocabulary, express the thought I want to express? So there's like a beat for someone else to say a thing, if they want to.
I think I'm literally just like, I'm sort of like sitting there and I've got like my arms crossed and I'm just kind of like watching you, being like, how I wonder how you're going to resolve this. Like, I just am completely unhelpful.
Do you wish to return to your home?
She's like, yeah, and she says, no, I wish to be with him. But
okay, that's good enough. That's good enough for Raindrop.
Yep.
That's like, yep. And I'm gonna cast again, properly this time because you're all out of hold. Taiji's rebalancing of the two eternal halves, or whatever the fuck that's called. That's about Taiji's profound rebalancing of the harmonious. Taiji's profound rebalancing of the harmonious cosmic scales through equilibric transformation of two eternal wholes.
Okay.
Yeah. On
So
her.
you cast that on her.
Yeah.
She loses her weird
Backlit-ness.
backlit-ness. And she looks at you and says, no, you're right. I should return home. I have duties.
I peer at her.
Are you well now?
You look ill.
Yeah.
She looks flushed.
I like
She
turn
looks
to Iago and I
dying.
I turn to Iago and I sort of like say in a low voice, I'm like, it's a dangerous swamp. Maybe we should accompany her home.
So
You get
dangerous.
muted. Yeah, that's right.
Maybe.
And like I'm not saying it in the like, and we'll totally murder her. I'm saying it in the like,
Yeah, no, Neptus is looking at the two of you.
Maybe she'll just conveniently die when she gets home because she looks like she's dying, and then we'll hold a funeral. Like,
Yeah, Neptus is just looking at the two of you having this like hush
Yeah,
conversation.
Gallows Crow Sunan.
And she turns to Raindrop, she turns to the Queen, is like, come on, I'll get you away from these two weirdos. and just like
That's very much like Iago's expression, like,
yeah,
Do we cut? Do we
like
freeze frame on
begins
that?
taking her like down the road.
Do we
towards
like freeze frame end
camp.
episode on Iago being
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
like I'm not.
absolutely.
Just doing like.
I think that's a good end for the.
Yeah, we fade from that shot to
planning
like,
a murder.
yeah, we cut from that to like a helicopter shot, just like a pullback helicopter shot of just like the swamp. And we go back and like we go into the clouds and it all just like dissolves from view, and then we go into like end credits.
Yep,
Yeah.
sounds great.
We're not planning a murder. We're planning a funeral.
Exactly.
Oh god. All right.
You're still like death profiteering. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Well, she's,
Look,
yeah,
that's
I mean,
my
like
entire job, friends.
from a GM perspective,
That's
she's
true.
not gonna die. She was never actually sick. She was heartbroken.
Yeah. Okay. In which case, we don't murder her. I just feel sad about the fact that she didn't die.
Yeah. So here's where my mind was at. Like, if like she was so connected to this axolotl that like she became so heartbroken, I was gonna like mercy kill her.
I feel like you're right. It's too much.
Yeah.
The point is that she
Good
has to,
lord.
now that she has her yin back, she needs to go back and do her duties as
Yeah, that's queen.
as queen.
That's good. That's probably a very good outcome.
Shall we do Dharma?
Yes. Who illustrated their sign? Yes.
Oh, I
Luke,
need
you
to look
did.
at my sign.
Yeah, I
Iago,
think I
you
did.
did.
Yeah, purification and like thoughtless, impetuous action.
Yep. Iago, did you want to give us an
Emotions,
example?
compassion.
Yep.
Thought and mental power and abstract thinking to ditch the hermit and have the spirit heal.
Yes,
Enough.
definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I embodied my element because I was entirely about money.
Yep, you did.
Yep.
Cool.
There's also
10 points for money.
Who illustrated the desires and drives of their class?
I did a big foolish magic.
Yeah, you did. What
Yeah,
did you...
I did weird ghost stuff.
Yep. What did you do, Iago?
for
You got the monies.
yeah, I got the monies.
You also lied to like.
Yeah, I was gonna say I lied. I tried to like lie to him.
Lied to a god.
I didn't even make you roll. I was just like,
Yeah,
I know.
I did.
I was like, well, I have this +1 on roll, so I mean, if this goes bad, my heart's good, and I have that +1.
yeah. I was just like,
Yeah.
nah. Iago just lies and it works.
I love it.
Nephthys, did you manage to?
I don't
illustrate
think I did
monkeyness?
anything particularly monkey this week.
Fair. That happens.
Yeah.
Did you illustrate?
Give me a moment. I need to look at the monk because I feel like there's maybe a thing, but I just want to look at the thing first. So I feel like your like monologue to the salamander about like balance feels to me very within the oeuvre of like what the monk is about in Court of Swords and that context. And like the idea of like the balancing of body and like body and mind and like
Sure.
Hun and Po and like yin and yang and like all that shit. That felt kind of monkey to me. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Only
I mean, I'll
you
take the
can
Dharma if people are okay with that.
Yeah, do
only
it.
you can know if
Yeah.
the Dharma is right for you.
Who illustrated the patterns of the Hino culture?
I
gave away
spoke
my
to
sad
a
bird
snake
egg.
friend.
Yep, you did snake.
I talked about being nomadic and not having,
Yes,
not knowing
you
where
did.
I'm from or
Yes.
where I lived.
Iago,
Yes, you did.
what did you do?
This entire episode, I hated being in the swamp.
Yes, you did. Great.
Yep.
Who obeyed the precepts of their tarot bonds? Mark Dharma for each.
Oh, pick
obeyed.
me. Pick me.
I tried.
I tried to find inns, but I couldn't spot any.
I think you did. I would say you did get one.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, encourage a flight of fantasy. Convince them to embrace the unrealistic. You told me go for the eyes.
That's true.
That's true.
Is that?
Is that
That's legit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right.
You're
Yeah, you're right.
True.
True.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I think I treated Tsunami with some luxury by giving them my
Yeah. The second you said, it, I was like, oh, that's the luxury.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spotted that when you were like, don't take watch. I will
Yeah.
cover it. You just rest.
Well, no, there's the rest, and then with the axolotl, I think that would be giving you luxury as well.
The luxury of being able to breathe.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And I also showed patience with Iago when he was trying to get the
Yes.
bag of pearls.
Yeah. So, interestingly, Ash, I also think because here's the thing: you didn't like. I don't know that the character was consciously trying to do it, but you totally convinced. You convinced Raindrop to follow a passion or an ideal.
Yeah, I wasn't intentionally, I wasn't in character trying to do it, but I was definitely trying to do it as a player.
Yeah, right. Like I think you
Yeah.
get that
I think
XP.
that's
You
legit.
you did the thing.
Yeah.
You did the thing. Yeah, I think I encouraged my companion to be dissatisfied with what they have. The bond doesn't say it has to work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
No,
I
legit.
think you get the
I
done.
tried. I tried
I
real
mean,
hard.
it had an effect.
Yeah, exactly.
I
I just haven't puzzled it out yet.
Exactly. There's going to be more long philosophical conversations between these two characters, who one of whom doesn't talk much, and one of
one
whom can't
can't.
actually talk for themselves. It's a sitcom.
I did not do any of my bonds.
Okay, alright. Cool. Well, then I think we're all good for the evening. So maybe we should
We did
do
it.
some shout-outs, because that was a real good session. Emily, do you want to do shout-outs first?
Sure.
Sure. Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a filmmaker and an artist. Sometimes I make art for games. Sometimes I do illustrations and portraits of characters, both real and imagined. If you want a portrait of a character, real or imagined, hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter is Blackwell Says. This is really cool. I am greatly enjoying playing this character, and Luke, you're totally right. I am playing the stranger, and I need to fix that because I don't like playing the same thing too much. I need to be more evil. You're right. I've got to be more evil.
More
Also,
Good talk.
testimonial. As a person who has hired Emily to produce an art of a character and a person, both, I can recommend it. It was money well spent.
Thank you very much.
Luke, do you want to do your shout-outs?
Okay. Wow, we're bucking the order suddenly. This is weird. I don't feel prepared.
Sorry.
Hello, I am Luke. You can find me on Twitter at Wildwoods Games. If you would like to see games that I have written and maybe buy them from me, you can find them at gamesfromthewildwood.itch.io. If you would like to see games I am in the middle of writing and haven't been released yet, for the low price of $1 a month, you can access them at my Patreon, patreon.com/gamesfromthewildwood.
Cool. Ashley.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. I had lots of fun in this one. I'm hoping at some point I'm gonna be able to like monk kick the crap out of someone, but
I
get
think
that.
it's physically impossible for you to monk kick someone.
that's true. I don't have feet.
Yeah, we can
but
get
yeah,
into combat situations.
I'm Ashley Nova. You can find me twitch.tv/Ashley Nova or on Twitter at Ashley_Nova_, where you can see me doing stuff and things like playing robots and taking over the galaxy.
I mean, they're good robots.
All robots are good robots.
Todd.
I'm Todd. You can find me on Twitter at hawk. No, it's just hawk.outlay. Email is hawk.outlay. I have thought about making role-playing games. Might think about it more. You usually find me here when streaming. Yeah. And Luke, my secret is I'm never prepared for these.
Yeah. That's my secret cap. I've been your GM, Ash. You can find me at ACGIAC on Twitter, Twitch, Tumblr, YouTube, Instagram, and my blog at cgiac.net, and at ACGIAC, ACGIAK, on Patreon if you want to get more of my game design stuff. So if you want to support me on my streaming stuff, there's a subscribe button up there, and if you want to support my game design stuff, there's a Patreon, and that's the way that I'm organizing that. Tomorrow we're gonna have a special. We're gonna do some In Which We Live and Breathe playtesting. I need to 100% confirm the lineup. Definitely got Luke. Definitely got Melody. Definitely got
The cyberist of punk.
Yeah, I think if we've got Luke, Melody, Emily, are you doing it? No, you're away. So it's Luke, Melody, Evie, and Todd will be with us for playing Cyberpunk Times.
It's gonna be really funny because I don't actually know like anything about cyberpunk.
Yeah, I know. But you know about
It's
fantasy.
gonna be really funny.
But you know
Also,
about
I'm gonna
fantasy,
play.
right? It's Cyberpunk
I'm gonna
fantasy.
I'm gonna play a totally mundane character. I'm no magic at all.
Oh, cool. Right.
Zero
You
spook.
don't get to decide that, the roles do.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean,
That's
the
true.
roles determine like
Kind of. They
Kinda,
point
not
you towards
100%.
it.
I'm gonna make a character who's bad at everything except yeah. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
do
can
it,
not
even
just
if I'm bad.
you can your stats can be whatever, but like you can choose which skills you invest
Skills,
in.
yeah.
No spook. Zero spook.
You could be
I believe
digital
in you.
spook.
I
Oh. Body? Just body?
Yeah, just all body skills. Wednesday is going to be probably cave date. And then Saturday will be a PC stream. And then we'll be back here again on Monday.
And then Monday, it will be winter. And
will
the
be
season
winter.
of water will be upon us.
Yeah.
Yay.
In the
And
meantime,
Iago
though,
will get to swim.
Iago can't swim.
Oh boy, I'll teach you how to swim. Like a bird. It'll be hilarious.
This is going to be awful. All right. We'll see you later, chat. Bye.